So it was really hard not being able to provide those entrances back in 2019. It's always a hard thing not being able to deliver what your vision is. I would say that's game development. You always have to make sure that you only deliver what you are actually able to because of time, resources in general. Maybe tech is not ready yet. But that's the amazing thing about Star Citizen. We just had to wait until tech was available with this patch. With 3.13, we are adding 6 new entrances to the game. What we want to build upon is adding a sense of scale. We want to give them huge open environments where they are unable to get out of unless they use their ships, vehicles in general, and give them the opportunity to just explore. One of the recent changes that we got into the game were environment probes that completely changed the way we were able to light up those cave entrances.
How do I light a cave? So first of all, I'm going to put those cube maps in the cave. Now we have this runtime cube map probe. So with that, we can always reflect the right lighting information in this cave. For example, closer to the dusk. And you can instantly see that the color is changing and the intensity is changing. Now the color is more like a blue and a pink, just like what we see from the sky. Now let's check out the other cave that you can fly your ship into. This is the normal map view. It's very helpful when I try to work on the very dark scene, so it helps me to not getting lost while I'm working. Okay, we are here. Let's see the runtime probe, how it works here. The sky is getting darker and darker, and the cave is getting darker as well. But with the help of lighting, you can still see the structure, see the awesome shape from the environment team.
Since we are adding those larger points of interest to the game, I'm always looking forward for the players' orcs to just have a little bit of a skirmish in there. We played a bit around with the actual layout within those large entrances to provide different spots for cover, hiding, that kind of stuff. So I can see the players having lots of fun in there. In general, what I like about making caves is that I'm able to add a little bit more handcrafted elements to the verse. We can add a little bit more individuality to the surface of a planet. As an artist, I can also add a little bit more framing to certain pathways and give the players some opportunities to explore them, create their own little stories out of that, and just have lots of fun in there.
Caves represent a sense of exploration and enterprise, danger and detail that can be found throughout all of Star Citizen. And expanding these to ships and vehicles is just the next step in their continuing development. But up next, another aspect of life in the Persistent Universe evolves once again with the addition of mining laser subcomponents, where an improved prospecting experience begins with the sum of its parts.
Right now, the mining gameplay loop has a lot of interesting things to do. From the prospector mining, you have multiplayer opportunities with the mole. We've seen like Fleet of Green Rocks just harvesting everything they can on the planet. You can now refine all the ore that you collected. We have consumables, and now we're looking into what other things we can add for this gameplay loop. So when it comes to mining, we still need a lot of customization for the player. The player needs to be able to choose how they want to play this game and change the ship and the mining laser based on the rocks they want to harvest, the challenges they meet. They need to have access to small little tuning parameters for their mining lasers, and this is where the mining passive components come in. We did initially the mining consumables. They offer that customizability to the player, but they are something that you use now when it runs out. We wanted something where the players invest in a thing and it's with them, and they have the capacity of just swapping them out as they see fit.
We've also updated the mining UI, the active module section specifically, to show the individual bonuses that are actually being gained or lost depending on the module that's equipped and installed. You'll now see that the module you've got installed will actually show you the values that are being modified when they're active. This is basically just a bit more in the way of signposting, as we call it, to allow people to see at a glance what they're currently modifying, what they've got equipped, and this will hopefully prevent a little bit more confusion in that regard.
The difference between mining consumables and mining components pretty much is the fact that you don't have to constantly go to a shop and replenish them. Another difference between mining consumables and mining components is the level of power they provide. Consumables, since you do run out of them the more you use them, have a little bit more power. The passive ones have a little less power. This is done mainly to balance them, because something you pay for once and it doesn't run out, it cannot be at the same power as something that you have to constantly replenish. Components also have different tiers of power, and for some of the components, the ultimate tier is gonna get very close to the mining consumables in power, but those components are gonna cost an arm and a leg.
One of the questions I'm sure is on many people's minds is, how do active and passive modules work together? And the answer to that is simple. They can work completely in harmony with one another. The active modules will still be triggered the way that they normally are. The passive ones will always be active. The amount of them that can be mixed and matched is only limited to the number of sub-item slots on the mining laser itself. And this will allow, hopefully, the miners to tailor their loadout the way that they want for aspects of mining that they want to try.
As soon as our work is going to be done with mining components, we are looking into mining gadgets. Mining gadgets are going to be, let's say you're in a prospector, you encounter a giant rock that you cannot mine because your laser is not strong enough. You can EVA out of your prospector, place a mining gadget on the rock that lowers its resistance, and then get back to your ship and mine. The only problem is you're going to be with your pants down while you do that. If a pirate comes in and tries to shoot at you, you pretty much lost your prospector. With mining, as always, we're constantly improving, we're constantly taking feedback from you guys, we're constantly looking at where the game breaks, what consumables, components are being used more, what are being used less. We're constantly trying to balance, to bring everything to a standard that we feel happy, and I hope you guys feel happy to play. I hope this change is going to bring a lot of happiness for a lot of people.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that bigger caves are coming with 6 brand new entrance types for vehicles and spacecraft alike. That along with the bigger sizes comes an increase in opportunities when they make their way into the persistent universe with Alpha 3.13. And that we thought we were done with mining, but that tractor beam of player feedback just pulls us back in. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all next week.